Cute, funny, but very deadly. Yep, that's the description of the newest Zenless Zone 0 character that will be released in the upcoming patch 2.0, named Jufufu. Well, according to the information we got from Livestream 2.0 yesterday, we know that Jufufu is predicted to be the best starter for Yixuan because of her buffs that really support Yixuan's kit. Is Jufufu a character worth taking in the upcoming patch? So without further ado, I'm Hoyostation and we will discuss the kit of Jufufu version 2.0. Let's do this. Do you have a character or weapon in the game that you really want but you don't have enough stellar jades? Here's a smarter way to recharge your favorite games like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. Look no further than Lootbar. Lootbar is the most reliable top-up platform. It saves up to 23% for all orders compared with the official channel, and it provides an 80% off for your first purchase. It's 100% safe as you will only be using your UID. We will buy pack for 3000 stellar jades for $42, which otherwise would have costed $50, totally saving $7.5. We received the crystals we purchased in the less than 3 minutes. All recharges will be done through the official channel with MiHoYo, which allows you to enjoy all top-up offers. Ready to level up your gaming experience? Check the link in the description to get the amazing discount. Oh yeah, before we go deeper into the full kit of Jufufu, I want to give you a disclaimer first that the information I conveyed in this video is a kit that is still in the beta version. So in the future, there may be some changes to the kit, right? Anyway, let's first talk about the general information of this character. As you already know from the livestream a few days ago, Jufufu is a character who comes from the Yunque Summit faction and has the fire attribute with the stunner role. One of the main advantages of her kit is that she has a stack mechanism called Prestige, where Prestige will function as a mechanic that can increase the critical damage of a team member's chain attack. So she will be very suitable to be paired with DPS agents that deal damage through chain attack, one of which is Yixuan, who can enter enhanced mode and make all her attacks considered as chain attack. Okay, first let's briefly discuss her base stats. Jufufu's base HP is similar to that of other agents in her role, such as Lighter and Chingy, at 8,250 points. However, compared to Trigger, her HP is higher by about 250 points. Meanwhile, Jufufu's impact is lower than that of similar agent role at 118 points. This is a bit unfortunate indeed, but Jufufu's kit provides additional days value through her attack, and she will get additional impact through her core passive later, so it doesn't really matter. The advantage of Jufufu's base stats is that she has a really high critical rate of 19.4%, whereas other agents normally have a base critical rate of only 5%. This allows Jufufu to have a high critical stat in her build. Next, we will enter first into the core skill discussion, where it's one of the important kits, guys. Core passive has an effect when Jufufu does not use her path, which named Tiger Power. Then Tiger Power remains in the field and automatically attacks the enemy, and gives prestige point when attacking the enemy. Tiger Power will remain on the field and help attack the enemy. This kit is of course similar to Lucy's core passive, which can summon a guard board that can attack the enemy. Then when Tiger Power attacks the enemy, 100 prestige points and Jufufu is not on the field, it will activate Chain Attack Tiger Cauldron Shock to the enemy. After activation, all team members will get the effect of Tiger Roar, which provides a 20% increase in critical damage. If Jufufu's attack exceeds or equals 2,800 points, the critical damage buff will increase again by 5% for every 100 Xyz attack points up to a maximum of 30% critical damage. In this mode, chain attack and ultimate damage of all team members will increase by 20% and 40%. This Tiger Roar will last for 3 seconds, and the duration will renew if triggered repeatedly. When Jufufu is in Tiger Roar mode, it increases her impact points by 50 points. Well, the effect of this core passive is very interesting for us to discuss. This core passive provides many things, especially Tiger Roar mode, which provide many buffs such as increased critical damage and chain attack and ultimate damage. If we do a little calculation, at maximum, we can get up to 50% critical damage, which is pretty big number. In addition, the damage from chain attack and ultimate of all team members will also increase again by 20% for chain attack and 40% for ultimate, making agents who have a main source of damage through chain attack and ultimate will be very suitable to be paired with it, such as Yixuan and Evelyn. Well, to make up for her shortcomings regarding the low impact stat, Jufufu will get an additional 50 impact points if in Tiger Roar status. So we must ensure that Jufufu can have sufficient prestige point to consistently activate this Tiger Roar mode. Furthermore, for her additional ability, it will be active if there's an agent with the role of attacker or rapture in the team. The effect of her additional ability will increase the decibels limit of all teammates by 1000 points. When an agent with the attacker or rapture role launches ultimate, the agent gets 250 decibel points. Of course, the effect of this additional ability is no less interesting, guys, because with this additional ability, we get an additional decibels point capacity that is useful for us to launch ultimate. In addition, if our DPS launches ultimate, we will get a cashback of 250 decibels points, which will allow our DPS agent to launch the next ultimate faster. Okay, then we move on to her chain attack section, which has two versions. For the first version, swinging Tiger Power to attack forward, dealing fire damage. The user is immune as long as this skill is activated. As for the second version, called Chain Attack Tiger Cauldron Shock, will automatically trigger if you have at least 100 prestige points. Jufufu opens the popcorn pot and fires an attack at the enemy in small area forward and deals massive fire damage. If Jufufu has power and is not an active agent, she will enter fiery spin state after this attack. This attack is considered an additional attack and the user is invulnerable when this skill is activated. With this skill, Jufufu can provide buffs through her core passive because Tiger Roar mode itself can activate if we have 100 prestige points to trigger this skill. In addition, because this second version of Chain Attack is considered an additional attack, Jufufu will automatically not get an attack from the enemy. In addition to Chain Attack, Jufufu also has an ultimate that can provide 2 attacks down and provide massive fire damage. After the ultimate is used, Jufufu gets 6 power points and 100 prestige points directly. The user is invulnerable when this skill is used. Well, not only does it deal high damage, this ultimate also directly gives 100 prestige points that can directly activate Tiger Roar mode to all team members. In addition, we also get 6 power which is used to strengthen the dash attack. Next, we will discuss one of the important things in her kit, where she has 2 versions of dash attack. For the first version, it's similar to an agent in general, where it will attack forward and deal physical damage. Meanwhile, the second version of dash attack is called Dash Attack 7 Styles of the Evil Tiger, Tiger Tripod Play. Can be activated by holding the basic attack button after launching dash attack. Jufufu will enter a state called High Speed Rotation. We can move the joystick to move. Here, Jufufu will give a spinning attack and will bounce if it hits the enemy and give physical damage. If it has power stack, it will consume 1 power stack every time it hits the enemy and turn the attack into fire damage and give 25 prestige points. After giving an attack, if its prestige points exceed 100 points, it will consume 100 prestige points and immediately launch a chain attack Tiger Cauldron Shock, while ending the dash attack by throwing Tiger Power to attack the enemy. When switching to another character, Jufufu will continue to make rounds to attack nearby enemies. When Jufufu is the agent on the field, damage taken is reduced by 60% and interrupt resistance is increased. If it's not an agent that is on the field, it will get invulnerable effect. Well, honestly, the effect of dash attack is interesting to discuss. Besides being able to provide cool attacks, this skill can activate Chain Attack Tiger Cauldron Shock automatically if we have enough prestige points. Of course, with this skill, Jufufu can provide off-field attacks, which makes her able to deal damage as well as daze value even though we are using other agents on our team. In addition, we also get a lot of prestige points through this skill because every 1 power stack used will give 25 prestige points. Not to forget, we will discuss the basic attack, which also has two versions. The first basic attack will give 4 slashes that deal physical damage and fire damage. This skill has several versions where we can press or hold the basic attack button. During the third attack, we can press the basic attack button repeatedly to maintain the combo and continue attacking the enemy. Meanwhile, if we hold the basic attack button after the third attack, it will continue to the fourth attack. The user's interrupt resistance increases during the launch of the third attack. The effect of this basic attack allows us to play with several playstyles, namely by holding or pressing the basic attack button. But I don't know exactly how long the attack combo will last if we continue to press the basic attack button after the third attack. In addition, the second version of her basic attack makes Tiger Power attack automatically and deals fire damage. When it hits the enemy, it gives 20 prestige points, which can be triggered once at a time, with the maximum limit of prestige points that can be obtained is 200 points. The interesting point of this skill is that we can get prestige points without doing anything, because Tiger Power will automatically attack if there are enemies around. With this, we can more easily collect prestige points in order to provide buffs for all team members. Next, we will discuss about her special attack, which you like agents in general. There are two versions. For special attack, it will attack in a forward rotation, giving fire damage. Jufufu's interrupt resistance will increase when this skill is used. As for the EX special attack, it will swing Tiger Power forward, giving massive fire damage and getting 80 prestige points and 3 power points. The character is invulnerable when launching this skill. The interesting thing about this EX special attack is that Jufufu will get 80 prestige points and 3 power stacks, which are useful for providing buffs through her core passive. The damage given by EX special attack is quite massive, which is at 1053.4% and days at 599.1%. Will contribute both in damage output and provide days value. Finally, we get to the last part of her kit, the MINDSCAPE. Unfortunately for her MINDSCAPE, there's no official name and it's still changing from several existing sources, which I automatically cannot mention. For the first MINDSCAPE, when entering battle, Jufufu will immediately gain 100 prestige points, and when chain attack hits the enemy's days vulnerability will increase by 35% for 20 seconds. Well, the effect of this MINDSCAPE is pretty good, guys. We can immediately provide buffs to all teammates because from the start, we already have 100 prestige points. Plus, enemies hit by her chain attack will receive a greater days value, which makes the enemy easier to enter stun status. Furthermore, for the second MINDSCAPE, if you are in Tiger Roar mode, the addition of critical damage increases again by 22%, and when any agent uses the ultimate, Jufufu will feel 3 power points. The effect of this second MINDSCAPE is quite good, where if we add it to the effect of the previous core passive, we can get a total of 72% additional critical damage to all agents on the team, which is very big number, automatically making the damage output of teammates will be even greater. In addition, she can also get additional prestige points if the team members launch the ultimate, which if we add it up with the number of teammates, we can get 9 additional prestige points. For the fourth MINDSCAPE, when Jufufu is in Tiger Roar state, her critical damage will increase by 35%. Well, even though the effect of this MINDSCAPE is quite simple, this MINDSCAPE has a considerable effect in terms of increasing Jufufu's personal damage, because the total critical damage she can get through the Tiger Roar status effect becomes 50% plus 35%, which becomes 85%. This will make the damage from her chain attack even more massive. Furthermore, for the last MINDSCAPE, when Jufufu is in high-speed rotation and consumes power to attack, she will shoot 3 popcorn which each deal damage equivalent to 160% attack from Jufufu, and this damage is considered as chain attack damage. Of course, with MINDSCAPE 6, Jufufu's damage will increase drastically because she will get a total of 480% additional damage through the 3 popcorns that are fired. But the drawback of this last MINDSCAPE is that the effect is only useful for increasing Jufufu's personal damage, not providing more benefits for team members. Okay, now we will discuss about her signature W engine named Roaring Furnace. This W engine has an advanced stat in the form of attack by 30%. Because Jufufu needs a lot of attack status in her core passive, this effect is certainly very good for maximizing this effect, which will increase the critical damage buff given if Jufufu's attack reaches a certain number. As for the effect, the days value given by EX special attack, chain attack and ultimate increases by 22%. Then when the user causes chain attack or ultimate, the damage dealt by teammates increases by 10% up to a maximum of 2 layers, and lasts for 30 seconds. The duration of each layer is calculated separately, and similar effects cannot be stacked. The effect of this W engine is quite simple but provide a very interesting buff, guys. The days given by the user when launching EX special attack, chain attack and ultimate increases by 22%, which will be very suitable for Jufufu who has a role as a stunner. In addition, this W engine also provides damage received by the enemy up to 20%, which is quite big number because we can trigger this effect consistently. Because as we know, Jufufu can launch her chain attack automatically. One of the advantages of this effect is its very long duration, which is 30 seconds, which makes the effect of the W engine permanently active in battle. Okay guys, maybe that's all for this video. What do you think about Jufufu? If there is anything you want to ask, please type in the comments down below and don't forget to check out my other videos because they are no less cool. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay healthy and see you in the next video.